Alrighty. Oh, sorry. Alrighty, so that is the new intro for the Chinese beta version of Grand Cross, and luckily, thanks to Aikio from my Discord, if you want to join it, by the way, link in the description, he got access to the Chinese beta version of the game, and I think it launched maybe yesterday. I remember seeing some stuff about it on Twitter, and luckily I was able to get somebody from the Discord to let me use their account to kind of showcase it a little bit, because it's not as updated as the current version of Grand Cross is, which is very bizarre. We're gonna skip this little cutscene right here because I'm pretty sure this is just the one from the regular game itself. But it's almost like when Global first launched. Obviously, it was like the beginning of the game and everything like that. Damn, we're gonna have to go through the tutorial and everything? I don't guess so. Or well, let me turn the volume back on for the game as well, because I muted it for the video. But I guess it's just showing me the basics of the game really quickly. But yeah, it's got some updated materials and stuff like that from the like quality of life updates that they've done on the global version. They released some sort of like press note or whatever to go with it, and I sort of read over it, and they were basically saying that, hey, you know, even though the game has been out for a long time already, we're finally bringing it over to the China, you know, version, so that way they can enjoy it too, because it's a really good game. That's basically what they're saying in the patch note, or not patch note, but the dev sort of note thingy. And they were saying that obviously it's going to start from the beginning, but at the same time they're also going to be bringing a lot of the quality of life updates that sort of just improve the game overall to the game pretty early on too, so that way you don't have to deal with a whole bunch of dumb stuff that you kind of had to deal with back in the day. So I've been watching him play it a little bit in the Discord, which was kind of cool. Basically, they do already have Super Awakening. The Constellation system is in the game, but you can't actually invest anything into it just yet. And also, there's just a bunch of other like weird things that have been added. Some quality of life stuff is in, some stuff is not in. Like for example, you can't invest multiple altcoins into a character just yet, which seems like a really trivial one that they maybe would have already added in, but that is currently not in the game just yet. But he did play all the way up until Chapter 4. I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna have me on like a brand new version of the game, or if it's gonna be on the version that, or like the same like chapter that he was on, because if I have to play all the way through all the chapters, unfortunately I'm going to have to miss out on the PvP, because you have to play up until Chapter 4, and honestly, I just don't know if I can be bothered with all of that. It looks like I should be okay. So the biggest thing here, I haven't played on BlueStacks in a while, is the characters. So you can see, if we go over to the banners, Lostvayne, Meliodas, and Escanor is the current banner going on right now. So the rated up units are Lostvayne and Green Escanor, which is really bizarre, because way back in the day when the game first launched, everybody was like, hey, I got to reroll to get, you know, counter Meliodas, and he is obviously not the best character in this banner by far. So the fact that you can just go ahead and get like Lostvayne straight up, which this is the beta version, I don't know if they're just doing it like this for, you know, right now, and whenever the game officially launches, they're going to do it differently with a different banner. But they have been giving him a lot of free tickets. He was showing it off earlier in the mail. I want to say, yeah, they gave him 10 free tickets here. I want to say there's like a login of a bonus where you get a bunch of tickets to summon as well. They give you free gems, all kinds of stuff, because this is the beta version, of course. He said that I could do a couple of multis just to kind of, I guess, experience the banner a little bit, which could be kind of cool. He has already pulled Lostvayne, and he has already pulled Green Escanor, so there's not really anything, I guess, that I'm looking for, other than just maybe dupes of those characters, but, yeah, honestly, it's kind of crazy. Like, it's like a huge nostalgia trip playing on this version, and watching him play earlier was super, super cool. We're going to mess around with PvP a little bit. I'll look at all the characters as well, because obviously there's a bunch of characters that are not in this version of the game just yet, but there are some characters that are weirdly in the game. So if I go over to the actual character page, for example, I mean, obviously we do have the festival, you know, Lostvayne, but well, we got new characters, Pog. SSR Elizabeth, no way. So some weird ones is obviously Lostvayne is in here, which is kind of odd. We do already have Red Gother, of course, which is pretty normal. You get Blue King from the beginning of the game, but also the other Skinny Kings are also in the game. So you can see down here you have Red Skinny King, and you also have Green Skinny King as well, which is the next unit. But I don't know. Those characters obviously didn't come out until later on the global version of the game and the JP version of the game. So there's not anything like super crazy out. But he did show me that if we go over to like the world, for example, and if we go to can I go to, let's go to a different chapter really quickly, because I have to go to like a free stage. So if we go to this, for example, and we look at the characters that you can add at the bottom here, he was showing me earlier you could use the one Escanor, which was really bizarre. Like, the fact that they don't have, like, the newest unit that they have, of course, is, I guess, Lostvayne Meliodas, of course, but maybe it's for story chapters only. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we can go to the story over here and see it, if possible, which I guess it's at the Visel Fight Festival, maybe. Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot there's like a whole story variant of it. It's really weird going back through and seeing all of these like early story chapters and stuff. Super cool, very nostalgia driven, because the game is 3 years old at this point, so it's kind of just bizarre seeing all of this really old stuff pop back up and everything. I don't have multiple accounts or anything, so it's been a really long time since I've done any of this. I think the last time I did it was whenever I made a JP account for Goddess Elizabeth's festival whenever she dropped on JP. So that was probably the last time I went through any of the beginning story stuff. But let me skip this and try to see if I can show you that the one Escanor is in the game. I'll be right back. Okay, so unfortunately, I can't really show it off that well, because all of the story missions at the moment are just the ones where it's like you have to 1v1 the current character with a specific character, so I can't really even show you the extra stuff, unfortunately. But yeah, honestly, it's so crazy to see all of this like really old stuff. They have a payback event that's going on right now for the beta, I guess. You can see that they have Red Demon Meliodas here. I don't think that Red Demon Meliodas is in the game just yet, even though he was in the intro screen. But they do have Blue Demon Meliodas already as a like character that you can get, apparently. I don't think he was on the banner, if I'm not mistaken. But just the lineup of characters is really bizarre at the moment. Let's hop into a little bit of PvP. Obviously, we're in bronze, so it's not going to be anything like super crazy. But either way, we can get kind of just mess around. It's like really like old school sort of like PvP brackets, and I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff that's not very like updated. Like, I'll also show you the coin shop. He was showing me the coin shop. It's still the old version, whereas they technically did an update that wasn't really even all that crazy to begin with. But yeah, okay, so we have a whole group of like SR characters here, and you have Hugo, or I think this is Jude, maybe. I can't remember a lot of these really old characters' names just yet, but we can try to I don't know, we can actually, I forget, we don't want to get frozen, so maybe we just go for something like this, try to get rid of man, what is this guy's name? Gustav. Get rid of him so that way we don't get froze on, and we can use our super OP. Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on, man. We're only level 50. I'm having to play this on BlueStacks, unfortunately, so it's really like crappy looking because of the way that BlueStacks does their emulator stuff. But man, I don't know if they'll end up having like a full PC version of the game or anything. Got frozen, unfortunately. Honestly, we can just 2-turn attack seal here and just call it a day, because they shouldn't really be able to do a whole lot to me. This will kill off Gustav. I want to say this Dreyfus does have a debuff skill, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I think it's Jude who has one. I can't remember. I think it's Ruin. I'm pretty sure that's Ruin. Sorry. I obviously don't use any of these really old characters at all. We're getting Patience, so we're not even going to rank up our cards, unfortunately, for Lostvayne. But we do have a rank up. We'll use 2 level 3s, which would be pretty sick. Hopefully we'll get a lot of nice crits. Maybe we wipe here. If they do launch, oh my god! If they do launch the full, like, you know, Chinese version of the game with Lostvayne being like the first big banner, that would be absolutely nuts to see how the sort of like meta, I guess, plays out differently. Because you know, obviously they're probably going to do the same thing that they did for Global, where they release characters in a little bit of a different order, so that way you can actually maybe not get super, you know, stun locked into certain metas and stuff like that. But here's the old school coin shop. I don't know if or how many of you guys even remember this one being in the game. Obviously, some of you guys are kind of older players, but yeah, we got all of the old sort of SR characters here, which is kind of cool. We have the, you know, silver coin shop, which is, I don't know, it's just really weird to see this coin shop in general. They already have artifact cards, which is kind of bizarre. I wouldn't have figured that they would have tried to add that, but yeah, we have costumes. One thing that he was showing me is that some of the costumes have definitely been censored, because the Chinese version of most games has a lot of censorship stuff. So I don't know. I don't even recognize this outfit, to be honest with you. But I know that one for sure is one of the Merlin outfits. It is down here somewhere. It's this one right here. This one on Global doesn't have any sort of like undershirt or anything for it. I think they brought the skirt thing down a little bit more. It's just, you can tell that like it's been like censored a little bit, which isn't super uncommon. Of course, like I'm sure any of the Chinese players aren't even really going to think of anything of it, because a lot of stuff over there is just censored in general. But it's just really funny to see like all of the different stuff going on. So they have like the hot box event going on right now for the beta. They have like these exchange shop going on where you get these free tickets and everything. You just get a bunch of like free materials. They gave him some gear and stuff like that in the mail, which is kind of cool. They've got Hero's Way going on, which I think this is the old Hero's Way, of course, because they've updated Hero's Way at one point to have like some newer characters in it, like Zaratros and Green Liz, who are obviously not in this version of the game just yet. But yeah, they even have a growth event going on, which is hilarious, because I couldn't even tell you the last time they did a growth event. I was talking to them in the Discord earlier, and I think it's whenever they gave out the free copy of QSAC, but it was only if you'd already pulled QSAC you could do it. So it's been a really long time since they've had one. So I don't know, it's just really bizarre to see a lot of this like really old stuff get used. Fort Solgris is also another like really weird one. Like if we go over to Fort Solgris right now, they don't have, he has finally unlocked this. He didn't have this unlocked earlier, but they don't have like hourglasses or anything like that. So it's literally just like the free event stage going on right now, and then this, and then they have the battle events that are also going on as well. So it's just, it's weird to see some elements of the game completely missing, whereas other stuff that we got way later on is already like updated and ready to go. So I don't know, you can't even do anything with artifact cards at the moment. This definitely looks different. I don't think that this is as yellow as it is on the global version. I'm not 100% sure on that, but very, very, very cool. It's almost just like a huge nostalgia trip to see. I don't know. I would assume, I don't know, you guys might be able to tell me, is there already a Chinese like localization, like language and everything like that for the global version of the game? Like, wouldn't they just fit right into the global version? I'm not really sure why exactly they're getting their own, you know, version of the game, because JP and KR, or the Korean version, are two totally different versions of the game than the global version is. So it's kind of weird that they would add a whole nother one. But I guess it's fine. I mean, it doesn't really affect anything. I guess, if anything, it's just going to bring the Chinese players over to the game and make more revenue for the company, so potentially the game gets better that way. But yeah, I'm definitely interested. I definitely want to check out this Chinese version every once in a while to kind of see, like, what banners they get and how they're sort of progressing. You can see, like, we have a whole different, like, set of text and everything because it's a different language, of course. A lot of the, like, crit text and stuff when you're doing moves in game look really cool to me. I guess it's just the fact that it's so different. God! We just got a triple SSR multi. Escanor! I don't know if you guys know this, but the first banner, or the first video that I ever did on Grand Cross, I'm pretty sure, was me summoning on the Escanor banner. There's Red King. Actually, it would be a pretty good unit in PvP right now, I think, because we could cut down pierce rate on the enemy team by putting him in the back line, potentially. That would be kind of cool. I don't know, man. It's so crazy to think about, like, old strats, and you obviously have a whole lot of, like, extra info going into this because you know what banners and what characters are potentially good. So if they, like, restructure it, Lostvayne, in a different way, it can be super cool. You know what I mean? So it's almost, like, really neat to be able to play on, like, a version of the game that is technically new, but it's got all of this old stuff that's happening, like, you know, right now. It's not like you're not playing the 3-year-old version that we've been playing on. It's just more nostalgia driven, of course, than anything. Obviously, I don't think anybody would prefer to play an older version of the game, but we'll just have to kind of wait and see how everything kind of pans out for them. This is the beta version, so I'm assuming they'll launch a real server whenever they get done beta testing, of course, and we'll kind of just maybe check in on it every once in a while. But I don't know, they have all kinds of cool, like, banners and text and everything that just looks completely different. So I don't know, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this thing, because I thought it was super awesome. I don't know, just let me know what you think, because it really is cool to see, like, old school Grand Cross. And I mean, they're already ruining the game by putting Lostvayne in. We have festivals that are absolutely OP compared to any of the newer sort of units and stuff like that, or the older units that we would be using, I guess. But they give you a free copy of Red Gother. Green Escanor's on the banner, which is sick. I don't know. It's a really cool, like, cool thing to play on, I guess. I'll have to unlock his passive, or he'll probably do it, because I don't really see myself playing on this too much or anything. Probably never. But either way, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys got a little bit of nostalgia or fun out of just seeing this new, I guess, CN version of the game. And yeah, that's basically it for me. If you're new to the channel or anything and you made it all the way to the end, feel free to subscribe. We do, you know, all kinds of Grand Cross content and stuff like that throughout the week. And yeah, that is it from me. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys later.